Oh, we're recording,
Yeah.
dude. C-Bones with Tansey. Welcome, Last Row Lopez, the man, the myth, the legend, right here with me.
Mm.
Last episode, everybody made fun of me the way I hold my fork.
Well, you're holding it like a Neanderthal would, I guess, like a caveman or like a person with an extra chromosome.
That's how I hold my fork. This is maybe the rarest steak I've ever made.
Dude,
How was yours?
same. Check it out. If you can even see the quality of that camera, but
Oh my god!
yeah,
What
dude, it's
steak is
phenomenal.
What kind of steak is it?
Honestly, it's a ribeye. It's not a T-bone. I didn't know where my local butcher shop was to get a fucking T-bone, so I'm like, oh, I'll go local.
Oh, that is good. That's a good steak. And also, people made fun of me for putting butter on my steak. Why do you?
Like how? Like when you're cooking it?
No, like that.
Oh, just actual butter on it. Oh,
Yeah,
well,
so
that's okay.
That's the only season I do. A little Kerrygold butter, salt and pepper.
I used dude, a fan of like Drinking Bros sent me her seasoning companies, like a care package full of her seasoning called
What's it called? Shout them out.
oh my god. Is it called Our Family's Seasoning? That's what it is. Our Family's Seasoning. It's phenomenal, actually. The first time using it, I used the chicken seasoning on my potatoes, which is phenomenal. And then the steak seasoning for my steak. It's all natural ingredients, gluten-free if you're into that, no GMOs, none of that crap. It's really good stuff.
What about homos? They got homos in your steak?
Oh, dude, I hope so.
I hope there's some homo in my steak.
I will add some homo to my steak.
I had It's All Good Seasoning. It's a veteran-owned and operated company. They use veteran-owned coffee to put in their seasoning as well. I didn't use it today because I left my seasoning packet at the distillery because I was making shit for people at the distillery with it. But
Dude, I saw that. It looks fucking awesome.
That is good, man. What wine you drinking? Anything good?
No, it's this is my wine that's I introduced it to my friends when I was in Denver a couple weeks ago. We had a charcuterie night where I just like told them, "Hey, buy a bunch of wines." And they're like, "We shop for labels. You know, whatever looks good, we buy." And I was like, "Cool, well, here's this awesome label called Juggernaut. You know, it's got the big old lion on it fighting something.
It does, yeah.
It's a really cool label." And I was like, "This is actually a pretty good wine,
the
too."
Juggernaut's part of a series of wines. I think there was another one called like Volcano or something like that, or End of Days. I think it's part of that series. I might be wrong. I've been out of the game for
Oh, that's fun.
But
it's
made by an artist, right? It's an artist.
Yes, yeah.
Does the labeling, and there's like a big story about the artist. Yeah.
It's a fun wine. I really enjoy it. And it's $20. It's less than $20, so you can't go wrong with it. Yeah, it'll impress your friends when you bring it over to a gathering. It looks cool. It tastes fine. Yeah, you'll get some compliments off this
for sure. Yeah, and then like I said, I think there's a cool story there too about the artist and the series of art on different wine bottles. Anyway, yeah, I'm familiar with that. That's nice. Playing ping pong still?
Unfortunately, yeah, it's not good.
Dude, one day you'll quit and get a girlfriend.
Yeah, well,
you'll find love, dude. You'll find love. You'll get laid.
It's hard to find love when you look like me and you have a Hillary Clinton tattoo and
bro, you know. Okay, have you had any chicks like call you out on the by the way,
for those of you who absolutely
don't know, Last Row Lopez is a character from the Drinking Bros Network. Sits in the last row at every football game, big football game. And one day he's got a big mullet. He parties. He goes hard. I partied with him many times. Love it. Absolutely a big fan of Last Row Lopez. As a human, as Scott Lopez.
Oh, thank you.
And as Last Row Lopez, big fan both. And he has a tattoo of little Hillary Clinton as a little girl tattooed on his thigh.
You don't have to say little Hillary Clinton.
little Hillary Clinton tattooed on your legs.
Dude, Drinking Bros is trying to get me another $1,000 for the Trump mugshot tattoo.
Oh, on the other
leg,
bro.
They want the Trump mugshot.
Why wouldn't you? If you've already got Hillary.
Well, my mom told me no, and she's already embarrassed. She's embarrassed enough as my mother.
Bro, but I think
the Hillary, the crop tops, the jokes about everything I've joked about, and so she's like, "You better not get that unless it's $20,000." I'm like, "Well, they're not going to pay me $20,000 for it."
I just think you could be done there. But then because I feel like you could just be done there after that. You could be like, Mom, listen, it's just one more thing.
Yeah.
I'm doing the Trump because then it evens you out. You have Trump and Hillary. That or you're just gonna have to go through your whole life having just Hillary. No balance.
I need balance to the force, dude.
Your what leg is it on? Your right leg?
It's on my left.
So your left leg is gonna die.
Yeah, my left leg's gonna kill itself. Dude, but like so I've definitely gotten girls asking like what the like most of it's just like, okay, who is that on your leg when I'm walking around?
Oh,
like I'll be at the grocery.
Have you got any Libbies?
Oh yeah.
You like who is this? And you're like, you don't know? Are you even a Libby?
Oh yeah, I'm like, oh, it's Hillary Clinton. Like I'm such a big fan, especially if they're hot. And you know, because I'm trying to hook up. Like you know, if it's a Trumper or of a right wing person, I'm like, oh, I have this tattoo because it's funny and she lost, easy peasy. But if it's like a leftist, I'm definitely, I'm a huge fan of hers, and I got this tattoo right before the election. You know, no, dude, I had an old lady at a grocery store. You're like, oh, who's that on your leg? I was like, it's my granddaughter. She's just like, what? I'm like, yeah, this is my granddaughter on my leg. She's like, you don't look that old. And I'm like, oh yeah, no, I'm 56, ma'am. You know? And she's like, oh, that's such a lovely tattoo you got there. I'm like, oh, well,
why
thank
did you tell
you,
her
ma'am.
it was Hillary?
I didn't know how to explain that to an old person. Like, hey, I work for this media company and they paid me to get a Hillary Clinton tattoo. I don't know how to say that.
I would have just said exactly that.
I would have. It's more fun to tell her I have a granddaughter. Like at work, my coffee mug I use at work says "World's Greatest Dad." Yeah, and like I'll have like my boss be like, "I didn't know you had kids." I'm like, "Oh well, yeah, my oldest one got this for me." And he's like, "Oh, you have two?" I'm like, "Oh well, I did, but they died." Oh, and COVID. I just tell them shit like that, and they're like, "What the fuck's wrong with you, dude?"
You know, my wife, when we had our daughter Sunday, we were same scenario going through a grocery, and this super old lady came by and she's like, "Oh, your baby is so cute." My wife was like, "Thank you." And I was like, "Thank you, ma'am." And she's like, "What's her name?" And I was like, "Sunday." And she's like, "Oh, what a beautiful name. Was she born on a Sunday?" And my wife's like, "No, ma'am." And she's like, "Oh, well, was she conceived on a Sunday?" And at that point, like, I did enough. I was like, ooh. Yeah, we went to church and then I boned her down like an angry black man. 9 months later, we had baby Sunday. And she was like, and my wife was like, "Eric, really? Do you have to do that?" And he's like, "I'm sorry, I asked. My goodness." And she's like, "Why?" My wife's like, "Why do you gotta be such a dick?" I was like, "Why she gotta ask such a stupid question?" Right? Like, was she conceived on a fucking
That's a weird
Sunday?
Did you guys fuck on Sunday?
Yeah, you guys fucking
for Jesus.
Yeah, what position were you in? You know? And then my wife was like, "Yeah, but why did you have to say like angry black man?" I was like, "Because an angry Asian doesn't hit the same. That's boring." Like, I don't.
No, they use bamboo when they hit.
I don't want to be like the guy that fucks like an Asian. You know what I'm saying?
I don't even know what that is. Do they have sex?
It doesn't even sound good though.
Because I just heard the story of this like Chinese couple they've been married for 4 years and they've been trying to have a kid for 4 years and they've been doing anal the whole time without even knowing it.
I know. I've saw that article.
Like you saw that shit too. It has to be real. What? Like what other place would they not know what they're doing? It's like it makes sense that like China they're like I don't know what the fuck sex is. I mean, even though there's so many of them,
it's so much easier to go in the shame cave than it is to go in the shit cave. Like it's hard to stuff your dick into an asshole.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
I've had many dicks try to penetrate my ass. None have been successful. Also, thanks to the hemorrhoids. It's like a defense barrier, dude. Welcome to hemorrhoids and T-bones.
Hemorrhoids and well, I just think that like it's easier. You go the path of least resistance. A lot easier to slide up in the P than it is the B.
I would know I don't have premarital sex.
Thanks, Mom.
That's why I have sex with married women. Because then it's legal for Jesus.
It's legal for. Oh, dude! For those of you who are just listening, which is all of you, because it's a Patreon, he has pink headphones on. Well, they're salmon, maybe. What is that?
I think it's rose.
Rose.
I think they were called rose headphones, and I'm like, they're kind of cool.
Yeah, I like them. I dig your style, dude.
I can't even tell they're pink though, because I'm fucking colorblind as shit. But you know,
got the you've got the paintball jersey on.
Oh yeah. For those who don't know, I coach the third best team in Texas.
Really?
Actually, we are third ranked right now. It's fucking weird in our division, of course, but
right. And there's only 3.
And by coach, I mean I just get drunk at practice and like don't practice because I don't want to like run around and get sweaty. You know, like I don't want to be ducking, diving. So I just stand there and like every once in a while I tell someone what to do. And that's about it. That's my coaching expertise.
I mean, how many teams can there possibly be in Texas?
There's 21 in our series, and so there's probably like a solid like 50 to 50. No, probably 40, 30 to 40 throughout the state. But
it's that
20. I think it's 21 or 23 teams are in our tournament series right now, and it's the biggest tournament series in Texas. So that's why I joke we're the third best, but there is technically other series of teams playing. But
yeah, well, I mean, I would just stick with third best because it sounds good.
That's what it sounds fucking cool.
Sounds really
well, actually, no, it does. That's paintball. It sounds pretty gay.
I wasn't gonna go there. I'm trying to be.
I did that. There's this company called YI Paintball, and it's like, comment your why on why you play paintball. Oh, and I was like, I play paintball to protect my virginity. And I was like, and it's like, describe your bullshit. And I was like, well, obviously, as a paintball player, I lack the ability to court a woman. So this prevents me from having premarital sex, and it's for Jesus. And they actually published that. They thought it was funny. Way. And it was like, this is our most liked post. I'm like, yeah, because it's fucking funny. Now, and it's just me like being drunk at a tournament as my picture. It was great. Wasn't even in my gear, you know.
Do paintballers like get laid though on like, or is that, or no, they don't?
No, because as soon as you tell someone that you play paintball, like especially a woman, it gets real dry real quick. So you can like fool them into thinking like, oh, I do pottery on Sundays. That's better than paintball. So some people do that. They use tricks to try and, you know, get a woman, but
it's like being
like tough.
The special forces where you like tell them you're a toilet paper salesman or something. Paintball is so elite. They have to come up with a like a fake career.
I'd love to see special forces get in my face. Dude, I pissed off some Navy SEALs, so hey, you guys know who you are.
Did you wipe them out?
No, like Navy is a couple military influencers that don't like me much.
So why? That's what I'm talking about. Is it because you talk shit for paintball?
Yeah. Well, that like I don't know if Dakota Meyer was being serious or not, but like on my earliest paintball post on Instagram, he just comments hero. And I think I replied with like, we lost a lot of good men that day or something stupid. But they're just some influencers that like don't like me. I don't know. It makes sense. But I'll talk shit like I don't care about being alpha. Like for those who don't know, I am a veteran, but I don't care about waking up and crushing the day and carrying the boat and all that kind of shit. Like, no, I'm going to be fat. I'm going to crack a beer at 10 a.m. and watch some football. I'm not going to, you know, seize the day. Alpha, like, protect your family. I don't have a family. I have myself to look after, and I'm not doing a very good job at that. So I unfollowed a bunch of, like, military people that did that, who were, like, some of our homies, and they got really upset that I unfollowed them. And I'm like, dog, I have 3,000 followers, and I literally just get drunk. That's what my thing is. And they got upset I didn't follow them back or whatever. So now I'm just on like a mission to piss off like every big influencer. That's like the military style.
You're like the anti-influencer. We actually have a podcast on here called Anti-Hero that we just brought onto our little Fire Stop network.
A great Taylor Swift song.
It is very good. That's the first thing I said to him when I saw the thing. But they did a whole episode. It's a Delta Force operator and a cop, and they're really good, dude. They're like anti-heroes. So they like shit on like other cops and firefighters. Like no, they're really cool actually. I mean, their podcast is so good. That's why I brought them on. They have hardcore punk rockers, but they're kind of like you, like where they're like the influencer shit's kind of dumb, and they're just kind of anti that. But they got in this really crazy feud with Rob O'Neill, and then Rob O'Neill got arrested like during the feud.
Oh shit! I know he got arrested, but I didn't know that was during your anti-hero.
Yeah, they did
podcast
a whole
feud. That's fucking great.
God,
Oh,
big
I gotta
snooze.
stop doing that.
That was that pepper, dude. No, they did that episode's great though. It's but they did one episode and the Delta Force operator Brent was just talking and they were mentioning Bin Laden or something and he goes, yeah, but you know that like Rob O'Neill didn't kill Bin Laden, right? And then he was like,
oh
what?
shit.
And he was like, no, like everybody in special operations knows that he did not kill Bin Laden. And he was like, you can't just end it with that. Like, what are you talking about? And dude was like, what? You don't know that? And he was like, no. And he was like, yeah, dude. Like, he was like the 5th dude that shot him, and he shot him in the face. It was like the 9th round. Like, the first 3 dudes in front of him all put 2 in his head. I mean, 2 in his body. And then he walked by and stood over top of him and put like 3 in his face, which fucked up the facial recognition. And also that he could say that he killed Bin Laden. And people were like, he was like, what? So that was it. They moved on from there. And he was like, that's crazy. I didn't know that. Well, he made a reel out of that. And Rob O'Neill saw the reel and piped back with another reel. And it was a very condescending reel. Like, you know, these guys, these quiet professionals, they leave the profession and they're no different than me. You know, they're going to say some shit on a podcast. Well, so then the guy was like, oh, yeah, no, I'm not like you. Hold on. And then he's like, give me a week. They call me. They're like, we're going to get all of these people, all these SF guys, SEALs that served with them, Matt Bassinet, all these people. And we're going to do some real research and we're going to put down all of the evidence that we have that shows that he did not kill Bin Laden. And they did like a whole 1.5-hour episode and had like a lie detector on there. They had detectives on.
What?
They had statements from other SEALs.
With Rob on the show?
No, because Rob wouldn't come on. They tried to get him on. He wouldn't come on.
Oh.
And they do it, and then 3 days later, and then like that weekend, Rob got arrested for drunk and disorderly. But he's still going at him, like he's still sending like lots of mean tweets. But the crazy thing is that their podcast, I had just signed their podcast on, and their downloads were good. They weren't great. After Rob O'Neill started going back and forth with him, they went from like thousands to tens of thousands. In
Good
like 2 days.
Them. Hell yeah.
They went from getting like 300 views on their YouTube channel to that episode got over, it was like 19,000 a week ago. I don't even know.
Holy shit. Nice, dude.
But that's the thing. It's like, you know, when you have an ego as big as a lot of these SEALs, a lot of these bro vets, you know, if you let your ego go and you just let people talk shit about you and just leave it, they would still be almost a nobody podcast.
Yeah. Yeah.
But because you couldn't let it go, you know, now thousands of people are hearing that story and lots of big SEALs reached out to us, man. It was crazy. They were like, dude, listen, I'm still an operator. I'm still active duty. I'm not absolutely not allowed to say something. I'm texting from my wife's account, but like, it's about time somebody said that, you know, crazy. Now, I don't know because, you know, my thing is like, I mean, would I not shoot Bin Laden in the face if I had the opportunity, even if I was like the 8th or 9th dude? But I would probably sell it as that. I would probably be like, yeah, dude, like everybody.
Can
else
you do that
him.
legally? Can you be like, I also went up after he was dead and shot him? Can you say that? Is that legal?
No, but I mean, you could say he was still squirming around and
he was
still in arm reaches.
He was
but
flinching, yeah.
You know, I don't know. I probably would have kept my mouth shut because I'm more afraid of disappointing folks than I am in making money, which is probably why I'm not great at making a lot of money because I'm just not willing to go there. You know what I'm saying? So I think if I was on the raid, I would just been quiet like everybody else.
Has anyone else talked about the raid? I have no fucking clue.
I believe that Matt Bassinet did. Well, he tried to write a book, but the DOD didn't approve it. And the only other one that was retired was Rob O'Neill. And so basically, from what I've heard, from what I've learned from this argument in this podcast, was that essentially the DOD was like, yo, if you write a book, we'll fully endorse it, we'll fully go on, but we want to shut this Matt Bassinet guy up. So, again, I'm only seeing this through text threads. I haven't listened to any of the testimonies from, I've listened to the podcast that Antihero did. It was phenomenal. And from that evidence, I can understand why people are upset at Rob O'Neill, because it is a very like quiet, professional community, or it's supposed to be. And I do think guys like Dan Crenshaw, Rob O'Neill, you know, and then so many people will throw like Tim Kennedy in there. I don't agree with that. Tim Kennedy was a UFC fighter. Like, I don't know that he used his Green Beret status as much as he used his ability to whoop some ass and make it into the UFC. You know what I'm saying?
I can take him on. Tim Kennedy.
With a
Where
paintball
are
gun?
you?
For sure, dude.
Do you remember when he waterboarded me? And I was like, Tim Kennedy got waterboarded, and I was like, Tim Kennedy ain't shit. And then he waterboarded me with beer.
Dude, wasn't your mom like mad at that or something?
Dude, my mom was pissed. Well, like I said, she was pissed about the Hillary tattoo. She's like this good, just like she's the nicest lady on the planet, and I'm just this dirtbag.
Were we in Texas? Where were?
Dude, that was Nashville. That was at the Vanderbilt, Georgia.
Yeah, I forgot about that in the parking lot. Bradley Handel is there.
That dude he's a really good waterboarder. That dude, he's done it before.
Dude, he went hard in the paint.
That shit was so funny, dude.
Like I was thinking, this escalated really quickly.
Yeah, it was violent, dude. And then I headbutted you. I was like, oh shit, my bad, dog.
Yeah, well, you headbutted my hat. I had a big hat on.
Oh yeah, true.
But like,
dude, I was like, is it wrong to steal my own valor to try and get laid? Like, can I tell people that I'm like a fucking Purple Heart recipient or something?
No, you can do that.
I can do that, right? That's normal.
It's to get laid, it's not stolen valor.
Yeah, well, okay, I'd feel a lot better than because I've done that before. I was the world's best fucking infantry guy. I showed up to my first convoy operation like 30 minutes late because they're like, hey, we're leaving at like noon. And I was like, okay, I'll be there at noon. Not thinking we have to be there at 11:30 because that's stupid. But like they woke me up and I was like butt naked. I was like, oh, Roger, Sergeant. And I was like, cool, I'm going to go like pee, get some breakfast, and then go to this convoy. And so I'm just eating this bagel like super fucking late. And they're like, Lopez, what the fuck, dude? I was like, I was hungry and I have a bagel. Like, well, do you have your night vision? Your fucking blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, I have this bagel. And they're like, you're like, you know what, motherfucker? They're like, you better always have a bagel 24/7. I better not see you without a fucking bagel. And then like, it was like part of like my gear. So even when I was at the gym, I had like a bagel in my pocket. Like I had to have a fucking bagel everywhere I went. Like every time I went anywhere, yeah, I had a bagel in my cargo pocket. Or in my pants like Spicoli did in Fast Times. But
yo, Jack.
I was like, yeah, the dopest fucking military guy ever, man.
Now I hung out with you. I've hung out with you a few times. Stayed at your house.
On my floor, not on the air mattress or my couch, but the floor.
The first night I stayed on the floor. The second night I stayed on the couch.
Yeah, because you realize you're fucking old as shit and it hurts.
Yeah. Well, I
got
that was mean.
That was mean. I'm sorry.
No, I am old as shit, and it does hurt. But I don't know why I moved to the couch the next time. I do remember just like because you have that leather couch, it made me sweat really bad.
And then also the air mattress that you just like blatantly ignored.
Dude, come on, I don't need that, bro. I don't want to make you. I wanted to be a good guest. I didn't want to like make you have to pull out air mattresses and stuff like that.
That's true. You were a very nice guest. You made like, what was it, clams or oysters or one of those mussels or
yeah, mussels. I think is
what are these called, marsupials? Something with the fucking,
we made like steak, all sorts of shit. We ate good that day, didn't we?
Yeah, it was me, you, and Marcus, and I think William was there too.
Yeah, we made some like Mexican street corn. But I've hung out with you at a couple of different games, Nashville, Tennessee Titans game too, and then but you, I mean, there's a lot of girls that come your way.
Dude, I forgot the pictures you posted like promoting this. Yeah. I was just like, who the fuck are any of these girls, dude? I don't remember any of those photos, especially at the bar. I was like, what
that whole week? All the girls were all over you. It's like we couldn't go anywhere without just girls wanting pictures with you.
Dude, that super tall chick, that was fucking awesome. Oh, she was like taller than I was, and I'm fucking 6 foot. That was
my wife was impressed. My wife was like, my God.
Right?
That dude, that women just throw themselves at you.
And all I do is just walk. I just exist. I don't do anything cool. I have no what the kids call Riz. I have no
like even like the rich, like remember that rich dude? I won't say his name. I don't even remember his name.
Who like invited me to the yacht? That dude? Yeah.
Oh
my like God. A month later I was on
I was supposed to be on the yacht.
We can talk about the yacht. We can't talk about the things that happened on the yacht.
Right.
Most of the things on the yacht, you know.
Right. But you got invited to go on this yacht. We both got invited. You were like, dude, you want to come? And I was like, no, I don't want anything to do with
That's going to look really bad. Yeah.
Or what's going to happen on that yacht. And sure enough, but I think you've got a picture. You've got a video on your Instagram about part of that, like where women are being walked around on leashes.
Yeah. We put a leash on this chick and like walked her across the yacht while I was watching the Cowboys game with like 2 other babes, like on
were
each
these
arms.
strippers?
No, dude, they were just like hot chicks. Like
That wanted to be on a yacht.
And a lot of them were like a bachelorette party. So all we did was like, there's like a party cove, and our yacht's like, you know, it's literally a 3-story fucking yacht. And so we pull up, and one of the chicks, the chick that's on my right, the blonde, she like, as soon as we pull up, she just like shows us her titties, and we're like, well, this is where we'll stop. You know, we didn't even say anything. It was just like titties.
Right.
And then an old boy was like, hey, tell them this is your boat. Like, you're my son.
No
Trust
way.
me. And I was like,
Stop.
fucking easy, dude. Yeah. Because like I'm like obviously waving at him. I'm like, what's up, ladies? And they're like, oh my god, is this yours? I'm like, yeah, it is. I'm like a prodigy, you know. I'm like a fucking whatever. Like I'm a fucking wizard, dude.
And you're wearing chubby's shorts with a big giant mullet.
I had a crop top Hawaiian shirt on, which was just like blowing in the wind. It was phenomenal.
And then you tried to jump off the boat, but you slipped.
Oh, dude, you saw that video too. That was so perfect. People thought that was rehearsed. They're like, "Oh, I thought you were supposed to slip." I was like, "No, that just happened because I just kind of fell off it, dude."
Just like get up on the rail and all these just beautiful half naked chicks, and you've got your like chubby short shorts on, your big giant mullet, your pencil mustache, your Mexican mustache with your fucking Hillary Clinton tattoos and shit, and you go to jump off this thing and you just totally slip and fall down the side of the boat. And these women thought it was your boat.
Yeah, dude. Well, because they were like, "Do you have any like drinks, snacks?" And I knew where all like the drink cabinets were. And then we were like, "Dude, he has this like I don't even know what this fucking called. It's like a frisbee oven, which is like a rotating frisbee that heats itself. I don't know." But we were eating like chicken nuggets and shit, dude. Like it was so baller. Like we had frozen pizzas on this thing that would just get like heating up, chicken nuggets, titties everywhere. And it's like half these chicks were married or like had boyfriends, which I'm like, that's kind of sad, but also kind of my style.
Right. It's kind of on brand.
I don't even know if I should say I was Jody that day.
Well, I mean,
didn't
if you're
plan
Jody,
on that, but he was an officer, so like I felt this is acceptable.
Well, yeah, he deserves it. If he's an officer, he deserves it. But like,
that
you
guy.
know, I always told my guys, if you get in a situation where you go home with a girl and you get upstairs and then you see a picture on the nightstand of a soldier and you're like, shit, she's married. Like, don't pull out. Like, don't, you know, don't quit. Go with a deed. Take your airborne tab out of your pocket and roll it up in his socks in his sock drawer and let him know you were there.
Oh, hell
like,
yeah.
He needs to know
That's good.
that she's cheating. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of the code. So when he gets home and he unrolls a pair of socks and a little airborne tab falls out, he can, you know, it's kind of like the unofficial kind of mark, right?
Yeah, that's fucking genius. Dude, I jodied once before. This is when I was still in the military, but I'm at like a Hooters with my buddy watching hockey. And he looks at me, he's like, "Lopez, am I a bad guy?" I was like, "Of course not, dude. You're a great man. I love you." He's like, "I had sex with someone whose like husband is in Korea right now." And I kind of I'm like, "Dude, I just had sex with the girl whose husband's in Korea right now." And I was like, "Did she have a dog?" He's like, "Yeah." And I go, was it a husky? And his eyes get all big. He's like, "No fucking way." And I was like, "Yeah, bro." So we both pull up Tinder. That's where we met her. And like we show that we both matched with her like 2 days apart. And we both hooked up with her. And we both, to be fair, we did not know that she had a husband in Korea. Like they were not in like off base, on base housing. It was like a regular house out in the middle of nowhere. But he just like, I'm like, "Yeah, so was it a husky?" And he's like, "Oh my God, we both did it." I'm like, "No, we're both good people, bro. We didn't know, I promise."
Eskimo bros, dude.
But now, yeah, they became Eskimo brothers. Me and that guy also, he's the third person I've ever crossed like pee streams with. You ever done it before with your good friends?
Yeah, full sword fight.
It's a really close friend type sitch where you cross a stream.
Mm-hmm.
But the first 2 times were off of rooftops in Korea, not onto people, but just into the alleyway. Like 13 floors up, we'd go on the roof and we'd go pee because it's fun.
Nice. Yeah.
And then with this dude, it was just at a party in a toilet after me and him crushed beer pong. But he's like, "Can I come pee with you?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah, you can, bro. Join me." And then we were like, "Wee!" Like, you know, crossing streams like we were playing a fucking game.
It's beautiful. I love it. I had
guys being dudes.
I had a private Same private, but he called me again, and he was like, "Yo, I need you to come get me." And I was like, "Why? What's up?" And he was like, "Dude, I'm with this chick. She's got the picture on the dresser, like, and I am 90% sure he's one of our cadre." One of our walkers on the land nav course. And I was like, yo, what? He was an 18 X-ray. So he was a private going through the Green Beret program. And I'm like, yo, that's a fucking career ender. You need to get the fuck out. And he was like, I will. But like, we stopped on the way home to get like breakfast stuff. And I was like, oh.
Stay strong, brother.
I was like, tell me it's chocolate chip pancakes. He's like, and bacon. I was like, oh. All right.
Dude, you ate this man's bacon, bro.
So I'm like freaking out. I call him the next day. I don't see him. It's like 11 o'clock. We're all going to get brunch or something. It's like Sunday. And so we're like blowing him up, texting me, he doesn't answer. We finally get a hold of him like 11:30. We're like, dude, are you all right? What happened? Like, tell me you left. And he was like, no, I actually just was like telling her I was uncomfortable with it because I saw the picture of the soldier. And she said, no, that's fine. It's my son.
And then like, it was the cadre?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
So I said, wait, did you stay? And he was like, of course, yeah. And she made me breakfast this morning. That's why I didn't join you guys for brunch. I was like, that's
incredible.
Awesome, dude. Good for you. Good for you.
I had a girl. This was a while ago. I was still in my apartment, but I had a girl like come over, spend the night, and I was like leaving this. I was still working for the armored truck company that I used to work for, so I had to leave at like 5 a.m. And I was like, hey, just here's the spare key. Slide it under the door when you leave. She's like, cool, dude. I get like a video message 2 or 3 hours later of her making pancakes. I'm like, that's cool. Like, go ahead and make some pancakes in my apartment, you know. But I get home and she ate the whole box of pancakes, dude. Like, I had a fucking whole thing, and there's like 2 days later, I'm like, I want to get some pancakes too, and there's just none left. And she's like, oh yeah, I ate all of your fucking pancakes.
Dude, was she like a hoss? Was she a biggie?
No, she was like the skinniest fucking twig. That's kind of my style, like the small, tiny ones.
They all love you too, man. They like,
yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I posted that
dude.
Picture.
Oh, she was a pregnancy scare too. Like a month later, it was great. It was me and like
pancakes.
Yeah, it was me and 2 other dudes because like we weren't like dating. We were just kind of hooking up. And she's like, "Hey, bro, there's no good way to say this. I'm pregnant, and it could be you or 2 other dudes." And I'm like, "That's fine."
No,
because like I didn't care. Like we weren't dating. We were just kind of fucking. And like we maybe went on a date like once or twice.
Right.
And I was like, that fucking sucks. How do we approach this? Like, are all 3 of us going to be good dudes? And she's like, one of them's a dirtbag, one's like cool, and then there's you who like you might be a good person. And I was like, all right, well, let's go through with this. I guess we'll be 3 dads just like helping you buy baby shit. I don't know. And this is the most fucked up part.
Did you have a baby shower with like all 3 dudes?
Dude, I wish it didn't get that far. It's gonna sound shitty, but like fortunately for me, unfortunately for her, she had a miscarriage.
Oh, thanks.
So like I didn't have to go through like the miscarriage was a couple months down the line. It wasn't even like she didn't tell us she was pregnant until a month or 2, like right. Into it, whatever the fuck. Want to make sure whenever you find out, and so maybe a month and a half, 2 months later, was she got really sick, had a miscarriage, and then like never heard from her again. Dude, I kind of felt bad. And I was like, well, good I don't have a kid, because especially at that time I was like stone broke, dude. I had like I was waiting to pay my bills type of shit. I didn't have money to pay bills.
Right.
And so I was like, thank Christ, because she also like she didn't have a job. She lived with her fucking parents still. Like, train wreck. That's why we weren't dating. You know what I mean? She was just fun. But my God, was that like pretty scary. I'm like, I'm gonna have a kid with not the ideal partner right now, dude. Like this is fucking scary. And then it was like a miscarriage. Didn't hear from her forever. And dude, I forgot her name. Like that's how fucked up I was. I was telling the same story, and they're like, "Oh, wait, what was her name?" And I was like, "Fuck, I don't even know. I know it now." But I felt like even more of a dirtbag for forgetting what her fucking name was, because I became Last Row Lopez not too long afterwards, and then things just kind of went off the rails a bit.
Yeah,
girls like the mullet.
How did you get hooked up to be Last Row Lopez from the network?
Dude, I cut a mullet. I was still doing security at the armored truck company, and I just kind of wanted a mullet, dude. And so I cut it, but my hair was maybe 3 inches long. So it just kind of looked like a fat, retarded mohawk, I guess. And Drinking Bros just moved to Austin, which is actually one of the reasons why I moved to Austin, because I had a feeling they were going to come here. And they do a live show. This is like peak pandemic. So it's like a closed off bar that just opened up. And I show up with like my cutoff jeans, cutoff flannel, and then rainbow Crocs just to flip the script a little bit. And they're like, look at this piece of shit. Like, who the fuck is this guy? And I'm just drinking all their beer. It's like, I'm just getting drunk as shit. And eventually they're doing the live show and they're like, get this fucking dirtbag on the stage. So it's me and my homie Taylor, who has like throat tattoo and like 2 face tattoos, you know. So it's me and him just looking like the biggest pieces of shits on the planet. We go on stage, do our recording, and we were both like, we want to get fucking pegged, bro. Like, that's our shit.
What?
Yeah. So we started talking about that. Drinking Bros loved us. The fans loved us. And then that day they bought us tickets to the UT versus like Louisiana State game or some shit. And they're like, hey, we got you tickets in the last row because you guys both look like you have COVID. So that's why you're going way the fuck away from everyone. You guys are dirtbags. And so this is before last row was a thing. But they just got me the tickets way up there. Well, so me and Taylor did what we do. We partied. We still just had a great time, shotgunning beer, like doing the crazy shit, yelling like to the other team, like get boarded, and clapping, just screaming that at the top of our lungs. And a year later, Ross just calls me up one day. He's like, hey, dude, you want to go to New Mexico in 3 days? And I was like, for what? Yeah, let's go. He's like, I need you to go party in the last row and just get drunk and film it. I'm like, cool, man. I don't have a car that works good. He's like, take the company truck. Here you go. Gave me this brand new 2021 GMC Sierra. And I was like, all right, well, now I got to find someone to go with me. Hit up my boy Marcus, who you know. And we just drove to New Mexico, filmed some shit. I met like the hottest chick on the planet who's a shark attack survivor. She's fucking cool. Yeah, dude. Absolute gazebos on her chest, dude. It's phenomenal. But met her, had a fun time, took a bunch of pictures, did some videos, and that kind of started it, man. And then the plan was to send me to like the shittiest games ever, the worst games that no one's going to care about. And then the next week was a Texas versus whoever the fuck game. And I met up with Ross. Ross is at this game, and then he sees me walking towards him, and I'm just getting stopped left and right by the hottest chicks on the planet to get photos.
Yeah.
And so he changes his mind where he's like, we got to send Scott to the party schools.
Yeah.
He's got to go party with the hot chicks, get the photos with them. Boom. That's like free advertisement.
Right.
But yeah, the plan was to send me to the worst games so I can try and party at them, I guess. And see if I can get the crowd to be into it. And then it turned into, oh no, Scott's just going left and right with hot chicks. Let's send him to hot schools, I guess.
Right. What was your favorite one?
Arkansas for sure.
Now, did you really get a blowy underneath the stadium on that one?
It wasn't underneath the stadium. It was afterwards, but I did. So I did, and it was fucking awesome. But it wasn't like underneath, because I told him it was like underneath the ramp, in the little secluded area. Right. It wasn't like right the fuck there, but I did get one. It was still fucking awesome. Now, that's not why it was the best time though.
Right? Why was it the best time?
Awesome. The people raged, like they partied harder than most places I've gone to, and the stadium's phenomenal. The town, Arkansas, is kind of fucking cool, and I always shit on that place.
That's where the Clintons are from.
What?
Yeah, the Clintons are from Arkansas, dude. That's where the Boys on the Tracks. That's where the Clintons killed like 7 people. Involved in a cocaine trafficking thing.
Yeah,
allegedly. But
I remember that story.
Now, listen, you get like really sweaty at these games because you're like really active and you spill a lot of beer on them. Do you get nervous like when these girls are like, "Yo, let me suck this dick right now"?
That's the weird thing, dude. Like,
aren't you like, "Yo, like I
shit. You can see this. You can see the sweat. You can see like the beer stains from me, like shotgunning beer, or like you can see. I look gross.
Right.
And no, there's no fear.
Yeah.
But also, like at the fourth quarter, at the end of the games, I'm usually like blacked out, which is kind of scary. But that's why I got Marcus. He's my spotter, dude. He's always sober. So he'll be like, Scott, don't do that.
He's such a good dude too. Like you couldn't have a better spotter because like
I
would trust that dude.
He's like, for those who don't know, he's just like this yoked fucking dude, and he like doesn't drink, and he's just this like angel of a human. And
really
so like, Scott, don't go that way. Let's go this way, buddy. And I'm like, okay, just
right. Like if I was your wingman, I'd be like hooking you up with fatties. I'd be like letting you, like getting raped in the alley. But like Marcus, he's not gonna let that happen.
Exactly.
And he's a good videoer too, man. Like, but he's like a model now. I saw him in like a commercial not too long ago.
He's on like 4 or 5 right now. Yeah, his new one just released for like some fancy charging device. That's like a portable one. Looks like he
is one of the most
Mercedes
dudes I've ever met, though.
Dude, that's why he was invited to Drinking Bros, because I met him at that first event, and then Ross was like, "Get this, like he's like this handsome guy. He's the most handsome dude ever. It looks like a young Tom Brady. Get him on the stage."
Yeah.
And so me and Marcus met there, but I was so drunk I don't remember meeting him. But I do remember like talking to someone that was cool, and so I went back and watched the whole thing with all the guests to try and find out who the guy I talked to was. Saw Marcus, found him on Instagram, hit him up. We just became friends. But I was asking him like the general questions, like, how'd you find Drinking Bros? Were you in the military? And he's like, dog, we talked about this for like an hour. I'm like, bro, I might have been there, but I wasn't there, dude. The lights were on, but no one's home. He's like, dude, you weren't even slurring. You weren't doing shit. And I was like, unfortunately, I've done this a lot, man.
Like that's how good I am at being an alcoholic.
It's not a good thing. But I did tell him like my thing is when I'm turning 30, I'm gonna slow down and like actually settle down, find a potential wife. No, when I turn 30.
How old are you now?
28 in a few days.
No way. Are you serious? I thought you were like 40.
Dude.
I'm just joking.
Not even close, man.
Bro, how old do you think I am?
39.
Yeah. Fuck.
Is that how old you actually are?
Yeah.
Fucking
I wish I was 28 though.
It's fucking nice, dude.
28's
pretty cool. I have all these friends that are like having kids and all this other shit. And they're like, I get off work, I go home to kids crying, screaming. Like I go home and like I'm gonna take 2 shots of Jameson, play some video games. Like that's honestly what helped me so much in life. Where I'm like, dude, I have like coworkers who are 22, 23 that have kids. And they are fucking miserable. They drink because they feel like they have to. I drink because I want to, right? I'm not drinking to drown the pain. It's for a good time. They get home and just slam beers. So I'm like, you have kids. You probably should be doing that. That's, to me, that's weird. I do have some morals for those listening. But I drink because I can and I want to.
You have pretty decent morals. I've hung out. My wife loves you. Like she thinks you're one of the nicest guys on the network. We always enjoyed when we knew you were going to be wherever we were going. It was nice because like, dude, look, we've had some really nice wine dinners for you. Matter of fact, I don't know if you remember this one, but there was a network dinner that the network, nobody knew if they were paying for it or not.
Oh yeah. Where I like got the smallest steak because I was like, I can't afford this.
Bro, I'm pretty sure we all got the small. Like, so we went to. I don't remember what we were doing. Everybody else was
called
with Kid Rock.
STK, STX or STK.
Yeah, and everybody like half of the group was with Kid Rock, partying with Kid Rock, but we were like with Ashley. She was pregnant. Yep. And so, like, I didn't want to party, and then you were like, well, if you're not going to go party with Kid Rock, I'm going to party with you guys. And then Delco Dan was like, I'll just hang out with you guys too because the Kid Rock shit's obnoxious, right?
And we had to wake up early to set up the next day.
We did. And the people that were going, there was some like rowdy.
Yep.
There were some rowdy folks that were a little bit, they're like the annoying drunks.
Yeah.
And so Delco was like, yo, let's go to this steak restaurant. And we're like, all right, cool. And it was like, I don't even know. Like it was, like maybe a 2-star or something like that. But like, bro, my steak was like over $100 just for the steak.
Yeah, dude.
That wasn't even the
like,
potatoes.
It was
meal
my
alone,
like fanciest place I've ever seen, let alone been in.
My meal alone was $300, and that's not including the bottle that we bought for the table.
And they upcharged you for your drink. Whatever you asked for a rye or something like that, and they're like, "Oh, that's an upcharge for the rye." And like,
I wanted a Manhattan. With like a mid-range rye.
Yeah.
Not top shelf, not bottom shelf. Just like your regular rye. So they made me a Manhattan with like Dickel rye, which is like house rye. Like that's not that. I mean, it's good. I like Dickel rye. It's fine. It goes great.
$23 bottle, maybe $28 bottle.
Right. Yeah. Super fine for Manhattans. But then they put, what was the upcharge? It was like $50 upcharge.
It was like, I think it was like $40 to $45.
Yeah,
I remember
$40
you
to
like
$45. Like, what the fuck? Dude,
yeah.
so I think like together, my wife and I together was like $700.
Dude.
I was shitting my pants. But and the thing was, though, was my wife wanted to buy yours because like you had done a lot of work that weekend and like you were, you know, you had sacrificed a lot of shit because I think you had to drive because you had all the equipment.
Yeah, dude, it was like a 15-hour drive.
Yeah,
and then I had to go to work like the next day. Like I had to like leave Sunday and then like go to work Monday type of shit. It was pretty wild.
So my wife wanted me to pick up your tab, and then like because I didn't realize it was gonna be that expensive. Yeah. And then when we were all talking about it, I was like, "Fuck!" And then Delco was like, "Well, I've got the company card," and I was like, "Oh, cool." And then I think we all ordered dessert because he said he has a company, but he just bought yours and his.
Yeah. Oh, is that all he did? Okay.
Yeah. So I had to buy the other producer there because the other producer that was there didn't have any money.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I still spent probably almost his meal wasn't really that much because he was a sober dude. And I don't know that he got in, but I mean, it was still like around $100 for his meal. So I was somewhere around $800 for that day.
And that was a time where I was still doing that security shit to where like I legitimately had enough money in my budget to pay for, or enough money in my account to pay for the trip. Like, because I have to get reimbursed. I used my own card and got reimbursed. So I'd be like, I have $1,000 to my name. I can't spend all of it this weekend. And so that was literally it. I was like, I have $1,000 until 2 weeks from now when I see Ross again and he gives me a check.
Right.
You know, so it wasn't even like, oh, I get the money back immediately. No, it's like I have to live a whole week or two of existence until I see them to get the check. So I could go 2 or 3 weeks spending a lot of money before I get reimbursed. And so when I saw that the cheapest steak was $40 to $50, $60, I think it's like maybe even $60.
Oh, dude, yeah, because I was gonna say my
like,
steak alone.
Shit, dude.
I know that Delco's steak.
And it was fine. It was a fine steak. The one I have now is better.
Yeah, mine too. Delco got the tomahawk, and I want to say that was like $160.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
For the tomahawk steak.
Dude, it was like $20. I think Marcus or someone got Brussels sprouts. It's like $20 just to get Brussels sprouts, dude.
Yeah,
the sides were like $23.
It was
a la carte. Yeah,
it was a lot. My wife got the filet mignon, and that was like $80 or $90, and the ribeye was like more than that. I think my ribeye. I think it was like a 14-ounce ribeye or something like that.
Yeah.
But they didn't have the prices on the. Maybe they did, and I just didn't see the prices or didn't give a fuck. I don't know how, but when I saw the bill, I wanted to throw up. I was like, man. "Oh my god, $800!"
And then
for dinner.
Oh,
then I don't have leftovers.
The server. So for those who don't know, I'm also into wine. Tansey helped me get into wine more than I was.
Yeah.
But in the server, didn't he break the cork, or he did something to where there was cork in the bottle.
Yeah, well, he was definitely not for a restaurant like that. You should have had a sommelier for sure going to every table. Like exactly. That was confusing, but maybe because it was Nashville, they didn't give a fuck. And then I think he brought out the wrong bottle. So I said like, well, we ordered the 2014. This bottle clearly says 2016. 2016 was a fine vintage for this, but like the fact that you had the 2014 for the same price, we would like the 2014. And I think he went back and he came back and he was like, yeah, all we have is the 2016. I was like, all right, well, it is what it is. And, but this was after, and he fucked up opening it and did not do a great job at that. Not that I care so much, but I feel like if you're paying that much money, like that's usually why you're paying that much money is for that presentation.
And bro, you should know 6 twists. You should know 6 twists, dog.
6 twists. Oh, that's what it was. I told him. I said, yo, before you start that, how many twists of that corkscrew before you can pull that out? And he was like,
I think he said 7 to 8.
I think it was like 7 to 8. I was like, no, it's 6 exactly. Like twist that bitch 6 times and watch what happens. And he was like,
oh yeah, people listening. Also, that's a fun fact too. If you're ever opening a wine for someone, like, 6 twists. Boom.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude, do
if
you know
you're
what I do?
undoing sparkling, yeah, it's 6 twist on the sparkling.
Do you know what I do? So you taught me the macaroon sparkling trick,
Oh, that's a great
right?
one, dude. That'll get you laid.
And dude, that's what I use it for exclusively. And so, but then I threw in a cooler twist. If I know I got chicks coming over, or if like even like I invite them over and I have macaroons and a sparkling, as soon as we get home, I'll throw I have like a couch blanket. I'll throw that in the dryer and just get the blanket get warmed up.
Ooh.
While I'm like 6 twists, boom. Oh, also it's rude if you hear like the cork pop. You know, it's distracting. It's rude. And they're like, oh my god, I didn't know that. I'm like, yeah, for a party you want it to pop. That's fun, but you don't want to do it. And so I'll magically make it not make sound. You know. And by the time I'm pouring the drinks, we're eating the macaroons, like, oh, do you want to go like watch a movie, watch whatever the fuck, TV?
Blanket.
I get the blanket out of the dryer, and it just instant cuddles, dude, like snuggles up all nice and neat, and like we're in. That's all it takes.
I wasn't even gay until I just heard that story,
dude. I told that to so many friends, and they're like, bro, we do the same thing. They do the same thing now, man. Maybe not always the blanket, but
I'm gonna
like,
do the blanket.
So
I'm definitely gonna do the blanket. I'm gonna wait for that first like snowy night here in the Carolinas. Because like last year, you guys had like a full on ice storm out there, right?
Dude, it's so I fucking love it when it happens here. So I hate the cold, like living in it. I was in Indiana, and when it's 10 degrees outside for months, fuck that. But for like a couple of weeks, I'm cool with it. But my work, okay, so I'm halfway a dirtbag, okay. But I'll tell my boss, I can't possibly come into work. It's going to get 32 degrees out tonight, and the roads might be slick. And he's always like, fuck you. I know what you're doing, but also you're right. I can't make you come in because there's no snow plow, there's no ice or salt, Right. But every time we have those snow things, my work's like, here's a week off paid. And so I treat that like a vacation. I invite my friends over. Hey, if you guys have trucks, or if you want to just slowly come to my house, I am cracking my first beer at 10 a.m. 100% every single time. So for like a whole week, it was just 10 a.m. cracking beers. Dude. Or like I would be like trudging in the snow, like on foot with like a backpack, and I'd have a backpack full of beer, then 2 cases, like walking back to my house. It's phenomenal when that happens here.
Now you become quite the good cook. You've been grilling a lot. You got anything special that you've been cooking lately? Anything that's fun and new?
No, I'm a really basic cook. I don't know how to do, purees, or I don't know what the fuck a puree is, right? Like when I see these cooking people chopping up shit, throwing this in there, and then throwing all this stuff to add a sauce to a thing. I don't know what that is, dude. I can make burgers, hot dogs, steaks. I can smoke a salmon. I can make dope ass potatoes and a really nice buffalo chicken dip and enchilada. I can make white people enchiladas that actually slap.
No, you're not white though.
I'm pretty fucking. Look at me, dude. I'm pretty white.
You look Mexican as shit.
Nah, it's debatable. Just because I have a little bean stash, dude.
Your name is Lopez. That doesn't help.
Well, not everyone knows that. So I'll be Mexican when it benefits me. I'll be white when it benefits me,
Yeah, cash in on all that privilege, dude.
Right, I have to. Yeah. Dude, I have used as a person of color, and like just me, like I'll be like a redneck looking motherfucker, Dude, and like I obviously I sound like I go surf every fucking day, but I'm like, as a person of color, I don't believe that. And they're like, oh my God, you're right. And I'm like the furthest from using that excuse ever, but it's just kind of fun. Dude, my favorite thing is to fuck with people, dude.
Where did you get this backdrop that you have behind you? It looks like you're in Italy right now.
It's because I am, dude. I'm always somewhere.
We got to do
that backdrop's like Amazon for $10, maybe.
No way.
Yeah, this whole set. Well, I mean, I got the little bullshit thingy over here.
Yeah, I see it.
That's pretty cool. That was like maybe $20-$30 from IKEA, but the whole set, well, without the desk, the desk was expensive. It was like $50. The desk was like 100 and something. I'm on a laptop right now that is sitting on a hunting chair, like a little folding chair that you use for like hunting or fishing. My laptop is elevated on a chair right now.
It looks great though.
Right, the angle is kind of cool. I got the shelf right here. If I'm in a wide, the shelf is there, and I have my rum there, and
I feel like we got to do a wine show. We need to do a
Oh, there you
show.
go. Right there it is. You can see the rum I have, the little chiller thing for wine. You know,
we got to get a wine show together in the mix.
We're doing it.
We got to do the Last Row wine show. We got to do it. And I need to fix I have a white brick wall on the other side of my studio. I could easily make it look exactly like yours.
It has to be white for a wine show. You can't have anything else. Yeah, you can't. No. You can't have a black wall for a wine show.
No, I think I'm going to set that up because I think that would be a lot of fun for you and I to do that. Plus, there needs to be a wine show. There's no really good ones out there.
Wine shows for dudes too.
Yeah, wine show for dudes.
Because a lot of them are way too professional, and you're like, I don't want to listen to this bullshit. Like, you want to hear two bros chilling in a hot tub.
Yeah,
with some wine.
Yeah, two hot ladies.
We don't need those.
Nah. Like hypothetically.
In spirit, they might be there. Yeah.
Yeah, like in spirit. Yeah.
Well, that's why it's it's a two bros in a hot tub, but it's audio only, and we're like, we have the hottest babes ever here. You just can't hear them.
So hot. They're all over me right now.
The hottest chick has a big tree leaf, and she's fanning me because it's hot out.
My hot chick's feeding me grapes. Yeah. And her bosoms are in my face.
That's the wine show.
And we have the best wine tonight.
It is fun getting hit up about wine. Like my friends are like, "Hey, I'm having this kind of dinner. Like, what should I get?" You know, it's cool.
Are you still studying? Are you still studying for the CSW at all?
Yeah, I have the book right here too. This is my little wine room, but
oh, that's a great book too.
It's phenomenal. It's so much fun reading it. My attention span's like kind of low, but so it takes a while to like remember what a page is even fucking saying to me as I'm reading it. But
you got one. You got to just kind of like go to what interests you for that day, because you and I are a lot alike in that sense, and then kind of highlight whatever it is that you're interested in, whether it be the chemistry or winemaking for a particular style of wine or the theory of a particular wine, whatever you're in the mood for. If you want to like go down the history of French wines or, the history of Italian wines or winemaking in Portugal, whatever it is that you're in the mood for that day, you go to that section and you just start reading. And then whatever is like cool that you think you might be able to regurgitate later, highlight it. And then you'll go back to that months later and only read what you highlighted. And then it's like everything that you read months ago will like flood back to you. That's how I do it.
I like that. It's like a visual thing because I'm a caveman. And
but then the online course, like I think that it comes with that book. The online course is dope, dude. Because then you just like
Gallo. It's like the Gallo Wine Academy, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how you say it. I'm probably mispronouncing that.
You're right. The Gallo Wine Academy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
still
great.
The thing is like when you're reading things, you're like, I don't know how to say that word. What the fuck?
So that's why the Gallo Wine Academy, it's like they take what's in that book and put it into video form.
Yeah, exactly.
So they're like reading it to you. They're like showing you pictures of the vineyards. Damn, my neighbors are shooting again. It's crazy.
Each other?
No, I don't know, dude. But like they're like shooting like right next to my house. It happened last episode. I don't know what's going on. I have 3 acres. But it sounds like they're coming onto my property and just blasting away. But it's only like 4 or 5 shots and then they're done. Like, I don't know what the fuck.
That's pretty fucking weird, man.
It is weird, dude. I hate it.
I like that shit.
But they're just like I don't know if it's like
that's a cool gun noise you just did, dude. Holy shit,
dude! You got flashbacks, little PTSD.
That sounded like you like had a pre-recording of gunfire.
I did.
That's how cool that was.
It's explosive. So what's next for Last Row Lopez? What you got next on the docket? Any projects coming up?
I think I'm doing some games up pretty soon. I was actually just with Ross. We filmed a Ghost Bed ad.
Oh, nice.
Maybe 2 weeks ago, Ghost Bed sent me a free mattress.
What?
Yeah, dude, the King Lux. So then I had to buy a bed frame. So like Ross, like, hey, I'm gonna record it at your house. I was like, oh fuck, I gotta clean my room, that's weird. And then like buy a box spring and a bed frame.
Right.
I was on a mattress on the fucking floor, dude. Let's be honest. Look at me. But I had to like be professional. I went on Amazon and you can just get that shit delivered nowadays, which is phenomenal. So I just built it. Boom. I got a big ass bed, but the bed's too big for my room. So half of my bed blocks my closet. Like I can't walk into my closet right now. I have to like climb over my bed, which fine. I don't give a shit. But yeah, we filmed this ad where I'm like fucking the pillows and like fucking the mattress.
Oh
and it's
my
like
dude,
ghost bed.
And
I'm in the crop top, dude, like the Drinking Bros crop top and everything. But it's like, you know, comfort. And I'm like holding the mattress, I'm holding the pillow.
Oh.
And it's just like, yeah, elegant. And I'm like slowly humping the bed, whatever. It was fucking funny. Cause the best part is the editor has to just watch my ass cheeks literally clap,
just bouncing, dude,
to edit this for hours or days. He's just like,
months.
This is Last Row's butthole, basically. Because I'm wearing my thigh huggers, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And he just has to slow-mo my butt cheeks, dude.
I can't wait. When does this come out?
I don't know yet. I don't know. We filmed it 3 weeks ago.
Did you did the one that you did on Jared Taylor's ranch, did that one come out?
The music video? No, the music video still hasn't come out yet. But yeah, I did a dope music video where I was in a crop top, button down, but like wearing lederhosen. And right. I might have been the leader. I don't know what my role was, but the leader of like the new Braunfels Boys, which is a German town here in Texas. And it was just like me and two other dudes with lederhosen. And dude, it was so funny. I was like driving a Humvee, which I haven't done that in years, you know. Jack Manaville directed the whole thing. It was phenomenal. So much fun.
Jack's the best. He reviewed my book.
It was great. But Jack is phenomenal. It was great to work with him. I was super nervous because I've never been on an actual set before where, you know, hey, quiet on set, that whole bullshit.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And I was like, I wasn't talking to anyone, so I kind of felt weird because I didn't know when to talk. So I was just like awkwardly standing there like, yeah, this isn't my scene yet. And of course I ruined the scene as I pulled up because I went there early, right? Like I had like an 11 o'clock show time or whatever they call it, call time. And it's in San Antonio. Like I want to get there early. So I leave early and I get there like 11:30. And the road I'm driving on is the road they're filming on. And so I just drive right onto the scene, like, and there's just cameras. There's like a big boom thing, you know. I'm like, what the fuck? And I just see Jack's disappointed face, and he's just like, "Hey, Last Row, can you back your truck up down the hill?" I was like, dude, I really hope I didn't ruin like the shot, right? So you take multiple shots, you do your thing. I really hope it wasn't like this is perfect, and then my truck just pulls up. But dude, it was like, so I immediately showed up and fucked up. Yeah. And I go to Jack. I'm like, dude, I'm sorry. I'm like, I was nervous. So I came early. Like, I didn't know how traffic would be. I don't know anything about San Antonio. So I'm here a half hour early. And that half hour early made me in the shot of what they were filming. So I just immediately fucked up. And, well, this is what I do, I guess.
Yeah. Probably was it fun?
Professionally unprofessional. Was
it pretty fun, like for the whole day
It was great. Hang out? They randomly hired like 3 like strippers to be I don't know, just like hot chicks in the video.
Yeah.
But it was so funny. Like they used my truck to pick them up, and I was like, just for safety reasons, I'm just gonna take my backpack out of the truck. My wallet and my gun is in there. You know? And I was like, oh, these are 3 just random chicks. I'm like, I'm not gonna have my backpack also in there. I'm just gonna take all the valuables out of my truck real quick. And they were just like, showed up and like, how much skin are you willing to show? All of it. Great. And I'm just standing there looking like this is fun. I'm at the Black Rifle Ranch with titties. You can't beat it. Only the yacht beats that, right? I don't know.
The yacht story is pretty great. I'm glad I did not go.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you didn't go either.
It would have been really awkward for me, but I knew it was gonna be, and that's why I didn't go.
Yeah,
like I knew.
Dude, we pulled up and there's just chicks and it was one of the best days ever.
Best days of your life, dude. But I could live it vicariously through you. I mean, I got to see the videos from your phone, so that was dope.
I think I showed you some of the backstage footage too, where it's like, don't ever show this to anyone else, please.
Yeah. You know what? Who else sends me back door footage? Ooh. No backstage footage. Officer Daniels. So he's on these sets because they're doing like a live thing. They're doing like a TV series
with Chelsea, right?
Yeah, she's like a porn director. And so behind the scenes, they have like porn actors that are acting in this thing as porn actors. And so he sends me these like giggly, like Look at this behind the scenes. Like I love Daniels is so funny, dude.
Is he like me at all? Where
such a
he
little kid.
was just kind of thrown into this, like he was like a normal guy and then just got thrown in, or is he kind of fucked up?
No, I
was like a redneck, just like
no. He was a school
dude,
resource
like,
officer.
Boom, here you go. You're in this. You got to be social, and here's titties. Where I was like, I haven't seen titties in a while.
Well, I think in that instance, he's like thrown into it because he's very shy, but he's pretty introvert. But he was a cop, school resource officer, and he made his first Vine video, and it went viral. And then then
did he shoot the school up?
Huh?
Is that what went viral? Did he shoot the school? Is that what went viral?
Yeah, he was an active
He's the first school resource officer to shoot a school.
Oh my god!
He went viral off of it. That was bad. He went viral for school shooting up a school. Failure stop Patreon. Subscribe.
23 a day, dude.
Dude, that was the funniest. That was also one of the funniest dinners ever. Was when we were like, we need more soldier suicide at that dinner, and like the fanciest place I've ever been in. We're joking about like more soldiers killing themselves.
People were not happy about it.
No,
like everybody was very uncomfortable.
Yeah, my favorite was like,
crying.
Dude, someone told me like to wear my nicest clothes, and it's just like my cleanest Hawaiian shirt I had
with like cowboy boots or something.
Cowboy boots and like some faded ass Wranglers from Walmart. I have actual clothes now. I have some like proper attire, but like this is my life. I don't have extravagant things at all. The fanciest thing I have is this fucking studio I'm recording at, that I built.
Yeah, I love it, dude. It looks nice. I
so
can't wait
fun.
to do something, man. I want to do a wine show with you, man. I've had a lot of fun with you, dude. This was a great steak dinner. As always, having dinner with you. Last time I think we had dinner, you and I, after the nice meal that I cooked for you, you treated me to a nice meal at In-N-Out Burger.
And I showed you animal style fries, and you were really upset I didn't show you that earlier because you wanted to order it.
Yeah. Because I think I just ordered whatever, and then you ordered like
I got a 4x4,
awesome
which
meal.
is like the 4 patty.
I got my little bitch burger, like my little peasant menu, and I'm watching you eat like a fucking king.
Dude, the picture of me like with my tray of food just hammered, and like my head is cocked, like what's up? I'm holding on to like the last few like life forms.
Well, I can't wait to get back out there, man, and do some more live music with you and hang out with you. And I definitely want to do some wine stuff with you too, because it's just a lot of fun. And I had a fun night today, dude. Have an awesome day. Your set looks rad. And where can everybody find you?
Appreciate it.
For all these Patreon members.
Yes, super simple. Last Row Lopez. Think of row like a boat. Last Row Lopez, man. Everywhere. Hold me. It's fucking Instagram. I have a TikTok, but I haven't posted in a year or two. I don't use that shit. But hit me up on Instagram. And then if you do hit me up on Instagram because you listen to the show, I will tell you the cartel cum story. Boom, follow me and I'll tell you that. Oh, damn. There you go. Follow Last Row Lopez and he'll tell you the cartel cum story. Yep, that's literally it. I'll have to do a follow-up episode because I got to hear it too. Maybe I'll follow you on Instagram. All right, dog, man. Have an awesome day. See you guys.